Well, hi guys, it's Ian from SS8000 Cars, and we've arrived at Glen Eagles, and it just is a most fantastic spot. I'll take you around and take some photographs of the surrounding countryside. This video, as you'll no doubt be pleased to hear, is actually about cars rather than the place, so we won't be concentrating on any details on the place, but what I would like to show you is 570 GT. It's 570 HP, denoted by the name, of course. I think that probably equates to about 562 or 557 brake horsepower. So as you can see, the carbon top is considerably lower at the front than on the 650S stroke 675 LT and the P1 for that matter, and just as strong apparently, and it still retains the lightweight monocell, which I think is a great asset for a car like this because it keeps the weight down. The most important part perhaps is the extra luggage space that's available in the rear. It's definitely would make a difference, and you would get a couple of decent sized soft bags right behind the seats. Luggage space is the same, pretty much the same as the LT. A couple of, maybe 2 or 3 soft bags. I'll take that out and just let you see in it. I say pretty much the same. Well guys, good morning. We're at Glen Eagles Hotel, and as you can see we've got the McLaren 570 GT today to appraise, look at and decide whether we're interested in buying it. I actually think it's one of the most cohesively designed cars of its type in the last 15-20 years. I mean, I think that the GT, the lines where the window effectively sweeps down almost or close to the rear of the car, actually lends a certain cohesiveness to the design. Love the lights. The lights are absolutely fantastic, and as you can see, it's sitting nicely under the canopy that is outside Glen Eagles Hotel. Just think it looks absolutely fantastic. We've lost the hills today because they're shrouded in mist, and as you can see, Glen Eagles at this time of the morning is quite quiet. What a fantastic place it is. I think that the colour scheme's fantastic. It's quite a deep metallic purple, and that contrasts with, I think, with the silver wheels and the brake calipers, exactly the same as we have with the LT. Absolutely fantastic. I noticed on the drive down, and I'll chat about it once we're driving again in a second or two, but I really did notice the compliancy there is in the suspension. Now, according to Craig, the product specialist at McLaren Glasgow, they haven't actually softened the suspension that much. I mean, it may be 5%, and the difference that it makes between the firm suspension that you have with the 570S and the GT is quite considerable. I mean, it mops up those bumps absolutely fantastically. So I think this is genuinely, certainly from the limited amount of time I've had in it so far, I'd say it definitely is much more of a grand tourer than the 570S, though I have to say the 570S is a really nice car too. Now you probably know, because this comes straight after the trip that we had to the south of France in GT4, and I mean, I personally love GT4. It's focused for the track, but again, nice to use on motorways as long as the surface is smooth, and certainly the French motorways and the autoroutes, the surface is very smooth. But I have to say that, you know, after a while, a day at the wheel, you feel like you've had a day at the wheel in GT4, because of course it was originally designed for the track. I think that this car can probably do both. Now this one's been specified without the carbon ceramics, and the carbon ceramics obviously would be better for track use, I suspect. And as far as I'm concerned, the steel brakes are very, very good. I won't have the chance to take this on the track, but at the same time, because it's such a focused machine, I think that if I was specifying it, I'd specify it with the carbon ceramics, definitely. Creates an incredible amount of interest. I mean, it's an unusual design, but clearly a McLaren, helped by the notations on the side of the car, of course. It creates a lot of interest.
It's the same yesterday, there was a cross there. It was just
right, I didn't see that. So really looking at it and wondering what the hell it is. Hence the reason that McLaren put the signs on the side, I think. So it's clear to everybody what it actually is. It's an absolutely tremendous car.
Okay, so I think we're definitely ready to go, guys. Now we can put it in first here. We have the active panel engaged and we're off. Now, as you can see, the weather is not great, so we have to be, it's unfortunate in a way, because it's got a lot of power, this car. This is, I suppose, when you're comparing it with its direct competitors, things like the Porsche Turbo S and the Audi R8, I would say, there's no question that the four-wheel drive that both the Audi and the Porsche have in these sort of weather conditions be hugely helpful. But equally, you know, you just have to be a little bit careful of it, and it's a very exciting machine. The steering and the feedback from the steering is just incredible. Just love this. I love the way McLarens feel. I think they're really set up for spirited driving. Got quite a lot of standing water, just to keep me on my toes. Left all the traction control systems on for obvious reasons. Yes, it would have been nice actually if the weather conditions had been dry, but that's the way it is. Yeah, as long as you feed the power in, it actually is very easy to use. Driving these conditions, even changing down, you have to be a bit careful in a car with this sort of power. Fantastic area though. The countryside is utterly beautiful. Low-level mist everywhere, just amazing. This car is supercar fast. McLaren may call this their sports series and the 650S their super series, but I'm telling you, the power in this is just immense. Driven both the new R8 and the Turbo S, although not the very latest Turbo S, because it too received a little bit of an overhaul, giving it more power. But I'd be very surprised if it could stick with one of these on a dry road. Wow, this is fantastic. Like these where you're actually quite glad of the sat nav, because I have no idea where I am, but the scenery is just incredible. Probably know me by now in that I do like a setting. I've got great passion for historical buildings, as you'll probably be aware. Posted a couple on a car channel, which does seem a bit mad, I accept. But nevertheless, the scenery here is just immense. I'd love to be able to drive a bit quicker for you guys, but speed limits and road conditions making that a little bit difficult. Okay, I've switched it into manual now, so actually got streams running across the middle of the road. It doesn't seem to aquaplane, which is quite nice. I'm sure it would if the water was deep enough, but certainly under normal circumstances it seems just to cut straight through the surface water on the roads. What you do, you can really shoot on at a terrific rate. I have to say thank you, McLaren Glasgow. This is just, I suppose the big question is, do we buy one? I use the 675 in manual mode the whole time. Very, very rarely, unless I'm stuck in a traffic jam. I just don't tend to have it in auto mode at all. Well, that was fantastic fun, I have to say. Absolutely fantastic fun. Just sorry about the conditions, guys. Oh, dearie me. It's sort of a mixture of wanting to smile and laugh, because it does create that sort of feeling in you. It's a car that really brings, but in these conditions, oh my goodness, it's nervous of doing anything that might get it to slip out of line. Wow, what a machine, and what roads! I mean, well, there you have it, guys. I mean, I hope this gives you a feel for 570 GT. I really like it. It really is something, this car. Absolutely wonderful. And that's what these cars are about, you know. I mean, this has a compliant suspension. I mean, the 675 is remarkable for its type, but remember, we've got the Club Sport version, which has the titanium roll cage, which is drilled right into the monocell. So it really, even with the independent hydraulic suspension that the 675 has, it's a stiffly sprung car. But this car, it seems to offer you 95% of the of everything that the 675 offers, but it has a compliance to it. So, you know, I'm actually going over speed humps here, and I'm not having to lift the suspension. It says, no, it's, and you can feel, I hope, how soft that is just fantastic. This is a tool, this car. The car that can do things gently and in a sophisticated manner, incredibly comfortable and luxurious with top quality leather inside, but at the same time when you want it to, it's just an absolute monster. Obviously I didn't really get the chance to really use it there, so you know, as a consequence I can't say with any absolute surety that it's as fast, if not faster, than a Turbo S or an R8, but certainly I'd say the basics are there. I mean, it does seem to have a mad amount of power. Alright guys, well I really hope you enjoyed that. We'll probably get a bit more when we get back to McLaren Glasgow, but thanks for watching and make sure you subscribe. Ian from SS8000 Cars signing off.